off the couches and non-violently protest, withdraw consent, do acts of civil disobedience. Do not take this line down.
Those local leaders not alone in their pushback against the National Guard's presence in Memphis a week after they first started walking our streets.
Protests are scheduled throughout the weekend. It's part of a broader weekend of protests all across the country under the No Kings movement, which has been organizing demonstrations throughout the Trump presidency against what they call threats to democracy. Here in the Bluff City, organizers are planning a resistance fest in opposition to task force operations, specifically the National Guard and ICE. And these protests won't be the first we've seen. There have been demonstrations ever since word of the Guard's arrival first got out.
And yet the Guard is still here and shows no signs of leaving. Neither do any of the other agencies that are part of the task force. So as protests ramp up, we're asking a civil rights attorney whether we can expect they'll be effective or not. Memphis is one of several U.S. cities where large crowds of protesters are expected to gather Saturday, part of a growing national movement opposing what organizers call authoritarian practices by President Trump. It's the second No Kings protest and the third mass demonstration against the administration this year, and similar to rallies held in Memphis and Hernando back in June.
Donald Trump is killing America. He is hurting immigrants who have lived here their entire lives.
Jesus is king, but Donald Trump is president, and these people need to recognize, okay? These people know we have a right to be here.
Some conservative lawmakers have sharply criticized the demonstrations, calling them hate America rallies.
You're going to bring together the Marxists, the socialists, the Antifa advocates, the anarchists, and the pro-Hamas wing of the far-left Democrat Party. That is the modern Democratic Party. That's where they've gone. And the Hate America rally is the common theme among all those groups.
Legal scholar and author Gloria J. Brown Marshall, a constitutional law professor known for her work on protest movements, is in Memphis this week.
But I also want to think about everyday people and remind that sanitation workers were everyday people who decided to protest for better working conditions, protest for their rights, and protest to create a union.
Brown Marshall weighed in on the rally's possible impact.
I think protest has already grabbed their attention. And that's why you have people disparaging protesters, calling them un-American, saying that they're, should be illegal.
She's also promoting her new book, A Protest History of the United States. It examines how organized movements have shaped American democracy. It's a democracy where Brown Marshall says the voices of the people should still be heard today.
So people who are protesting, who are going against the status quo, are always seen as outsiders and troublemakers. But those same troublemakers have given us the rights that we have every day when we wake up every morning. And we need to understand protest has power, and the people have been given those rights under the First Amendment.
By the way, you can meet Gloria Brown Marshall and discuss her new book, A Protest of the United States. The book signing takes place tonight at 6 o'clock at Novel Memphis on 387 Perkins Extended.